Starting off our list, number 10 is Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx. This one is still pretty fresh, so if you're a fan, then it probably stings a little bit for you still. They dated for 6 years and recently called it quits before summer in May 2019. There have been a variety of different stories and versions as to why they actually broke up, but a close source to them told Entertainment Tonight, I quote, "They lived separately and in different cities and saw each other occasionally. They just both got caught up with their own families, careers, and obligations that the relationship had to take a back seat." But not long after the breakup, the pot was stirred after images surfaced of Foxx partying up with some other woman. It all started when he was spotted leaving a nightclub hand in hand with LaBeouf. Katie has not commented on it, but Jamie took it to social media and did a live stream video where he stuck up for himself, saying that because they are no longer together, he can do what he wants. It was then made into a permanent post on Instagram with the caption, "For the people who care, here is the true story. For everyone else, you can keep talking and calling me a whore, slut, homewrecker, thought, gold digger, and that I should die, and whatever else you want. Because it doesn't matter to me, I am out here to work and do what I love most. Hashtag kill the double standard." This is some seriously hot tea. That was just last week, so I have no further updates for you guys. Not yet anyways. At number 9 is Gigi Hadid and Zayn Malik. Fans were speculating for months whether these two were dating or not until they confirmed it back in January 2016, but they didn't just casually say they were dating. They confirmed their relationship when Zayn dropped his music video for his single Pillow Talk and had Gigi getting all hot and heavy with him throughout it. After the video dropped, they then went on Twitter and publicly gushed about how the other one looked so hot in the video. But then they shattered the hearts of all their fans when they broke up 2 years later. They announced these long, heartfelt statements in March 2018, expressing that they still love and respect each other, but as friends. However, since then, they've kind of been all over the place. They got back together, broke up, and then got back together again. However, just a few weeks ago, it was reported that they broke up once again after Gigi was spotted spending alone time with Bachelorette's alum Tyler Cameron. So this breakup wasn't really as shocking as the first time around. Sweeping our number 8 spot is Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson. The couple made headlines on multiple occasions for reasons that no couple actually wants to. They started dating back in 2016, and only 1 year later it was announced that they were expecting a child together. They seemed to have a fairy tale relationship, but then just a few days before Khloe's due date, Tristan was caught cheating on camera with a girl at a bar in Manhattan. Days before she was going into labor. That news alone would probably make me go into immediate labor. Despite the heat and backlash he faced for cheating, Khloe decided to stay with him and work things out. Things seemed to be going better for the pair until once again, hit the fan. Worse this time. Another cheating scandal surfaced of Tristan with another girl, but not just any girl, Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordyn Woods. For those who may not know, Kylie Jenner is Khloe's younger sister, so Jordyn was basically a little sister to Khloe and hooking up with her baby daddy. Messed up. Just a few days ago, it was reported that he bought her a $400,000 Porsche as an attempt to win her back. I wish my exes would buy me a Porsche as a way to apologize.
In our 7th spot, we have Tana Mongeau and Mod Sun. Seems like Tana Mongeau broke girl code after going after her ex-girlfriend's ex-boyfriend Mod Sun. It's confusing, I know. She dated Bella Thorne, who dated Mod Sun previously, and apparently they were in like a polyamorous relationship. I don't really know, it's confusing. In 2019, Bella took to Twitter accusing Tana of breaking girl code. She never revealed what she did, but it seems like she was upset about Tana and Mod Sun dating. They kind of had a thing for a while, but stayed apart to avoid drama. Then Tana went on tour with Mod Sun just before the pandemic started. Shortly after, the two went to LA and quarantined together. Anyways, in August of 2021, in a podcast, Tana revealed why the pair broke up. And it wasn't because of the Bella drama. It was because of Tana's OnlyFans. In the podcast, she said, and I quote, "The literal, actual reason we broke up, we were doing perfectly fine as a couple, literally perfectly fine. And then I wanted to start an OnlyFans, and he wasn't. He was not down for it. That was sincerely the reason. I am not shaming him for this because I think obviously, like, let's say I were to talk to him about it in an hour, let's say we sit down, I think he would have seen what it is and what it's become, and become more accepting. But he was very much kind of, you're gonna become a star. And I was like, you've dated literal stars. So, yikes, that's all I gotta say to that one, yikes. In our 6th spot today, we have Aaron Carter and Melanie Martin. This is another very rocky relationship. The pair started dating in January of 2020, and it's been messy ever since. A week after welcoming their first child together, Aaron announced that they had split. In a tweet, he said, "Due to personal reasons, Melanie Martin and I have decided to go our separate ways." He continued on saying, and I quote, "There has been a very big lie, and my sister communicating with my ex-fiance ruined everything, considering she knew what Angel tried to do to me in court. Thanks, Angel, you ruined my family." So apparently Melanie was in talks with his estranged twin sister, Angel Carter, and he was not too happy about that. In another tweet, he said, and I quote, "I've never felt more devastated and betrayed and lied to in my entire life. This is such a horrible situation considering Prince doesn't deserve any of this, and now it's my job to just be a single father, and that's what's gonna happen." Not only that, but Carter posted on Instagram saying that he was trapped inside of his bedroom because Melanie wouldn't let him leave his house. In fact, because of everything that was going down, Child Protective Services actually showed up at their house. And of course, Carter had to go live on Instagram when they did. But then apparently a week later, the pair were back together, so I honestly don't know anymore. Are they still together? Are they broken up again? I don't know. In our fourth spot, we have John Mulaney and Anna Marie Tendler. After 6 years of marriage together, the couple announced on May 10th that they have split up. John's spokesperson said, and I quote, "John will not have any further comment as he continues to focus on his recovery and getting back to work." Meanwhile, Anna said, and I quote, "I am heartbroken that John has decided to end our marriage. I wish him support and success as he continues his recovery." So it was John who decided to file for divorce. Later, it was revealed that the pair was going through a rough patch, while also experiencing irreconcilable differences in their marriage. Just months later, John got together with Olivia Munn. Fans were shocked at how fast he moved on. And only months into their new relationship, they announced that they were expecting their first child, which was shocking. Not only due to the fact how fast it all happened, but also because Mulaney has also made it clear that he didn't want kids.
Alright guys, at number 3 is Bradley Cooper and Irina Shayk. After months of tabloid speculation, their 4-year relationship was confirmed to be at a dead end. A source told E! News they want to stay together for their daughter, but neither of them are very happy. Rumors were getting out of control as to why they split. Many fans were saying Bradley had an affair with his A Star Is Born co-star, Lady Gaga. But there has been no evidence to back up this claim, and every party involved, including Irina, deny the rumor. The two of them are now co-parenting their 2-year-old daughter, but still have no comments regarding their split. Unfortunately, this leaves a lot of room for speculation. In spot number 2 is Brody Jenner and Caitlyn Carter. After pictures surfaced of Miley Cyrus making out with Caitlyn Carter after her split from Liam Hemsworth, people started to focus on Caitlyn's relationship with Brody. They first met at a party back in 2013, and they soon began dating. On May 4th, 2016, they announced their engagement, which lasted 2 years before getting married on June 2nd, 2018. They ended up getting married in Indonesia at the same resort they got engaged at. Always peaches and cream it seemed like, but they called it quits in early August of 2019, just weeks before Caitlyn was in Italy kissing Miley. But the MTV show that Brody stars on, The Hills, is airing right now and revealed that the couple was struggling for a while. In the episodes, we can see that the couple actually has a open relationship, and the other cast members are basically questioning Caitlyn if their marriage is going to work. Their co-star Ashley Waller spilled the tea on their relationship and said, "I've had a lot of conversations with Caitlyn during the season, and her and Miley and Liam and Brody would always hang out together. So I know they've been friends for a long time. I think everyone in the cast knew that it was not going to work out." I mean, an open relationship, marriage, not gonna work. Taking the number 1 spot on our list is Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande. Their relationship starting was more shocking than the relationship ending, if I'm being honest. They met each other back in 2016 when she made a guest appearance on Saturday Night Live. They started to date down the road in May 2018 and confirmed it by posting a Harry Potter theme picture together with the caption, "You tryna slither in." Only true Harry Potter fans will understand Ariana's joke. Only 1 month into dating, on June 12, 2018, they get engaged. We all thought that it was fake news because there was no way it was real, but it actually was. Wedding plans were in the talks, and the couple moved in together and bought a pet pig. But only 5 months later, they broke up and called off the engagement, obviously. And as we know it, a month later she released her single called Thank You Next, which references all of her ex-boyfriends, including Pete. In the song she says, "Even almost got married, and for Pete I'm so thankful." In the music video we see a picture of her and him, and above it she wrote, "Sorry I dipped." So I guess it's safe to say that she was the one who pulled the plug.
Starting off this countdown, we have Paris Jackson and Gabriel Glenn. Daughter of Michael Jackson, Paris Jackson and her boyfriend Gabriel Glenn have broke things off after more than 2 years of dating. On August 4th, it was confirmed that their relationship has come to its end. Jackson revealed that the two were constantly butting heads. She said, and I quote, "It's a very interesting dynamic. We both have double stubborn energy. I've always known I was stubborn, and I know that he was stubborn because he's a Taurus. The two are in a band together called the Soundflowers, but fans have no need to worry. The band will still remain together." Jackson said, "When we first got together, even if we didn't work out as a couple, we always would want to be in a band together. Our music was one thing we wanted to hold on to no matter what." Continuing on at number 9, we have Dr. Dre and Nicole Young. After 24 years of marriage, Dr. Dre and his wife Nicole Young are getting a divorce. Young filed for divorce on June 29 due to irreconcilable differences. According to TMZ, the two do not have a prenup, but they will be splitting $60 million in real estate. And they will also need to divvy up the profit they made from the sale of their $4.5 million home back in 2019. In our 8th spot, we have Simone Biles and Stacey Irwin Jr. Olympic gymnast Simone Biles revealed to Vogue magazine that her and her boyfriend of 3 years have called it quits. She told the magazine, and I quote, "It's hard being young and having that long of a relationship and then ending it. But it was for the best." The pair went public about their relationship in August of 2017. Biles posted a photo on Instagram of her and Irvin with the caption, "Always smiling with you." But fans knew something was fishy after Irvin didn't wish her a happy birthday back in March. A couple months later, Biles revealed that they have split.
Coming into spot number 7 is Brie Larson and Alex Greenwald. They are one of the more quiet couples in Hollywood, meaning that they just stay out of the drama and scandals. They dated for several years before getting engaged back in 2016. Their wedding didn't come quickly though. They've actually been engaged ever since, until more recently when it was announced that they split. Back in January of this year, 2019, it was reported that they called off their engagement. Source came forward saying they have taken a step back from their engagement for the time being, but they remain close. It comes as a complete shock for fans because they seem like the perfect couple. Brie has often bragged about her man being her biggest supporter. She told Entertainment Tonight, I quote, "He's the other half of the equation. How can you explain support? I mean, it goes beyond anything. He's just my person. He's my best friend." There hasn't been any reasons or juicy scandals in regards to why they split, so many fans are left wondering what really happened. In at number 6 is Fergie and Josh Duhamel. They started dating back in 2004 and dated for a few years before getting engaged in 2007. They ended up tying the knot in early 2009 before becoming parents to their son Axel. What seemed like the picture-perfect family ended in September 2017 after they publicly announced their separation. Fans were shocked when they decided to call it quits after 8 years of marriage. They shared a public statement saying, "With absolute love and respect, we decided to separate as a couple earlier this year. To give our family the best opportunity to adjust, we wanted to keep this private matter before sharing it with the public. We are and will always be united in our support of each other and our family." It wasn't until this year in May 2019 that Fergie officially filed for divorce after 2 years of being separated. Fergie's rep had no comment on the divorce, and Josh's rep did not respond to their request for comment. Halfway through the list, number 5 is Skylar Astin and Anna Camp. This one makes me sad. I love them together. You would really only know who they are if you were a fan of the Pitch Perfect movie series because they starred together in it. The co-stars started dating in June 2013 and they got hitched in October 2016 at a beautiful outdoor ceremony on the Central California coast. Their split was a complete shock for people because they seemed to just have this unbreakable bond. Anna spoke about him to People magazine saying, "Knowing that I have my best friend and that we are totally committed to one another, and just to have that comfort and that safety and that bond where you know you found your person." Ugh, my heart. But after 2.5 years of marriage, in April of this year, 2019, they released a joint statement saying, "We can confirm that we have decided to separate, and this decision was made mutually and amicably. We kindly ask for privacy as we navigate this transition." They have both since unfollowed each other on social media. Up next at number 4 is Bella Hadid and The Weeknd. They first got together back in 2015 after they spent a weekend together at Coachella. Shia. Must have been a nice romantic getaway because they continued to date for over a year. From the outside looking in, they were a strong couple in Hollywood. People were surprised when reports started to surface saying they split in November 2016. The reasoning for the split was said to be because of their schedules and that they were both focusing on their work. May we never forget that iconic moment 2 weeks after their breakup when Bella walked the Victoria's Secret fashion show and he was the onstage performer. That is one way to run into your ex. Or should I say runway into your ex. Get it? Anyways, then in January of 2017 we saw pictures of The Weeknd with Selena Gomez making out, and shortly later it was confirmed that they were then dating. From that moment on, Bella started shooting the middle finger to media outlets that asked her about the new couple, but the whole angry phase didn't last very long and they got back together once he and Selena split. But once again, as of a few weeks ago, they split up again. It's just getting hard to keep up with them. The first breakup was shocking, but like now people are just used to it.
Making our way down the list at number 3, we have Jesse Metcalfe and Cara Santana. Jesse Metcalfe, known for his role in John Tucker Must Die, great movie by the way, or Desperate Housewives, has apparently split from his fiancée, Cara Santana. A source told E, and I quote, "Jesse and Cara have been together for a decade and have had their fair share of ups and downs. They truly have been on and off several times throughout the duration of their relationship. Recently, they hit a breaking point and have been having issues. Cara really wants a wedding and she feels Jesse is still not ready to commit or agree on when they're finally going to tie the knot. I mean, the couple have been engaged since 2016, that's kinda long time. But rumors began to fly recently because they were spotted back together running errands. It was later revealed that they are not back together, but they're just on civil terms because of living on the same property together thanks to the pandemic. In our second spot, we have Tracy Morgan and Megan Woolover. 51-year-old comedian Tracy Morgan and his wife of 5 years, Megan Woolover, filed for divorce back in July. Although Tracy Morgan is known for his humor, sadly, this is no joke. Tracy released a statement on July 29th to ET revealing this shocking news. The statement read, "Sadly, after nearly 5 years of marriage, Megan and I are filing for divorce. This is a challenging time for all involved, so I ask that you please respect our privacy." The couple got engaged in 2011 and got married back in 2015. They share a 7-year-old daughter together. A spokesperson for the New Jersey Superior Court confirmed to ET that a divorce complaint was submitted for filing, but that this case will most likely be sealed. And in our number 1 spot, we have Mary-Kate Olsen and Olivier Sarkozy. After 5 years of marriage, Olsen and Sarkozy are getting a divorce. But for this pair, it turned out to be very, very complicated. So on May 13th, they filed for divorce. But according to TMZ, Olsen filed for divorce in April, but it was delayed because of the pandemic. Then on May 15th, Olsen requested for an emergency divorce, but it was rejected. Finally, after the courts reopened, she was able to file her divorce petition. It was reported that the pandemic took a toll on their relationship. In fact, according to one news outlet, Olsen pulled the plug on the marriage when her husband invited his ex-wife to move into their home together during the pandemic. Okay, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want an ex-wife living with me for God knows how long.
Starting off our list at number 10 is Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. They were a random couple from the start if you ask me, but they had a really romantic and sweet relationship for a while. The two of them met back in 2005, although Nick will openly talk about how he had a crush on her ever since he was a kid. I mean, who didn't? They started dating in 2008 and things were moving quickly. So quickly that they got married after only 2 months of dating. Turns out they held a secret little ceremony in the Bahamas. They were married for a few years before having children together in 2011, their twins named Monroe and Moroccan. They seemed to be a happy little family from the outside looking in, but they went through a nasty divorce in 2014. It was reported at the time that Nick filed for divorce after months of turmoil in the relationship. So what was the turmoil? No one really knows, only that rumors were saying Nick was working too much and he never spent time at home. But of course, Nick has a different side of the story. It all seems to be behind them though, as they co-parent their twins while still moving forward with other relationships. Next up at number 9 is Lamar Odom and Khloe Kardashian. The pair met at the end of August back in 2009 when they described it as instantly hitting it off at a party in Hollywood. Within the first month of meeting each other, they got married on September 27, 2009, which was a complete shock to fans. They were practically still strangers. No wonder they didn't work out. They had a fancy wedding in LA and apparently it was rushed because they wanted to get hitched before basketball season started back for Lamar, who had just signed a $33 million contract with the Lakers at the time. Reports say they were very much in love, and Khloe even took on the role as stepmom to his 2 children, Destiny and Lamar Jr. However, their relationship was far from perfect, and they were always open about their struggles, but also their love for one another. Khloe told People in 2012, "I like to think divorce is not an option." Lamar ended up being involved in cheating rumors and also got a DUI in 2013, where it was reported that he was struggling with a drug and alcohol addiction. These addictions is what led Khloe to officially file for divorce in May of 2016. He later admitted to having multiple affairs, telling Elite Daily, "If there's one thing I regret when I was married, it was having multiple affairs with different women. I wish I could have just kept my dick in my pants." Well said. No one will ever forget the night that he was actually found overdosed in the brothel after the 2 of them split. But even after the divorce, Khloe remained by his side as a friend. Sweatbearer number 8 spot is Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Their relationship was talked about from start to finish because the 2 of them met in 2004 while filming the action movie Mr. and Miss Smith, while Brad was still married to Jennifer Aniston. Rumors were exploding everywhere that there was something going on between Brad and Angelina, and Brad and Jennifer ended up splitting not too long after in 2005. And not too long after that split did Brad and Angelina start dating publicly. Shocker, we knew it the whole time. They were together for years, getting married in 2014 and having 3 biological children together, Shiloh, Vivian, and Knox. They also adopted a son together, Pax, and Brad was a stepdad to Angie's previously adopted kids, Maddox and Zahara. I hope I said all of those names right. They've got a whole soccer team of kids basically. Rumors were always a part of their relationship, which is why it was shocking in 2017 when they split, because the rumors ended up being true. They announced their divorce but kept the details private. All we know is that they were having issues in the relationship. Since the split, they have been able to co-parent in a healthy relationship. Angelina told Vanity Fair, I quote, "We care for each other and care about our family, and we are both working towards the same goal." The story has a happy ending, but it still did not make the blow any less painful for us Brangelina fans.
Coming in at number 7, we have Casey Musgraves and Rustin Kelly. On July 3rd, the 2 singer-songwriters announced that they will be separating after 2 years of marriage. The pair met at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville in March of 2016. The next year, in October, they got married. In a joint statement, the 2 said, "With heavy but hopeful hearts, we wanted to put our own thoughts into the air about what's happening." They continued on saying, "We've made this painful decision together. A healthy decision that comes after a very long period of trying the best we can. It simply just didn't work. Though we are parting ways in marriage, we will remain true friends for the rest of our lives. We hold no blame, anger, or contempt for each other, and we ask for privacy and positive wishes for us both as we learn how to navigate through this." They concluded saying that their connection and love for each other will never be erased. Moving on to number 6, we have Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart. Sorry for all you Bughead fans out there, but the Riverdale actors have reportedly split up. The 2 met back in 2016 on the set of Riverdale. From there, they really hit things off, but always kept their relationship more low-key. Sources say they began dating in 2017 and dated for nearly 3 years. A source told People magazine that the pair had often been on and off again, but they are currently not together. That statement was released when people realized the pair were quarantining separately. This was further confirmed when Skeet Ulrich, fellow co-star, did an Instagram live and answered a question about the pair, and he said they were a very cute couple. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Timothée Chalamet and Lily Rose Depp. Let me start off by saying that these 2 were a beautiful couple, like holy. The pair were dating for just over a year, but in the May issue of British Vogue, Chalamet revealed that he was single. So all you ladies out there, now's your chance. The 2 first met while filming The King. Rumors of them dating began in October of 2018 when they were spotted grabbing coffee together in New York. Then they went on a vacation together in Paris, France. In September of 2019, the 2 were caught kissing each other while on a boat in Italy. But now, Chalamet is back on the market. In our 4th spot, we have Channing Tatum and Jessie J. On April 4th, it was revealed that Channing Tatum and Jessie J had split again. The pair were first linked together in October of 2018. It's said that they dated from late 2018 until December of 2019 when they called it off for the first time. Then in January, they got back together, but now they have broken it off again. According to People magazine, the reason for the breakup is due to their hectic schedules. A source revealed that the breakup was amicable, and they feel like they are just better off as friends.
Alright you guys, at number 3 we have Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. What a whirlwind this relationship was, aka a show. Their relationship was exciting for a while, but then it got really hard to follow. Rumors began back in 2010 that they were dating, but it wasn't until January 2011 that the pop stars confirmed their romance. That's when the iconic hashtag Jelena all began and trended on Twitter like it was nobody's business. Their first breakup happened in November 2012 after rumors started that he was involved with Victoria's Secret model Barbara Palvin, who later on confirmed that there was nothing going on. 3 months later, in January 2013, they were back together. We thought maybe this time was going to be the successful round, but then in November 2014, she performed her song The Heart Wants What It Wants at the American Music Awards, and she started crying on stage. She later confirmed the song was about Biebs and that they were split up again. After that, both the singers began to date other people and move on from each other. Or so we thought. Later in November 2016, it was reported that Justin visited her in rehab, so people thought maybe they were back on, but it was confirmed in January 2017, just a few months later, when Selena began dating The Weeknd. Later on, in October 2017, they were spotted hanging out at Selena's home with friends and also went to church together. And once again, pictures of them kissing surfaced in November 2017, and they are back on again. But that lasted until March 2018, when they broke up again. For good this time. Honestly, they could be in the first place on this list just for putting us through all of that back and forth trauma. In spot number 2 is Kris Jenner and Bruce Jenner. Now, this is not to disrespect Caitlyn in any way. I only say Bruce because at the time of their split, she was still Bruce, so I'm speaking the past tense on their past relationship, no disrespect. The two of them were married for 23 years and had 2 children together. You might know of them, Kendall and Kylie Jenner, you might have heard of them before. People watched years of their relationship on their family reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is why it was a total bomb when they announced their separation in October 2013. They put out a joint statement to E! News saying, "We are living separately and we are much happier this way, but we will always have much love and respect for each other. Even though we are separated, we will always remain best friends, and as always, our family will remain our #1 priority." But even though they were separated, that did not stop Kris from posting an adorable anniversary shout out in April 2014 saying, "Happy anniversary to one of the most amazing men I know. I love you. Wow, 23 years." Their divorce was finalized later that year in December, and after Bruce came out as Caitlyn in 2015, she had nothing but positive things to say about Kris. She told Diane Sawyer, "Kris is a really good woman and I love her to death. The love and acceptance I have gotten from Kris is absolutely overwhelming." Their split and the following aftermath took the world by storm, but the two of them were able to make it out as friends. Taking our #1 spot is Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. This one is fresh off the press. At the time of this recording, this dramatic and shocking split happened just this past weekend. It's Tuesday. It all started back in 2008 and 2009 when they met each other on the set for the movie adaptation of Nicholas Sparks' novel called The Last Song. They became an official couple while shooting the movie and continued to date from there. In June 2012, they confirmed their engagement, Miley being 19 at the time and Liam being 22. In 2013, they officially broke up and called off the wedding. Miley says that she realized how young 19 was and is in a happy place after the breakup settled. But fans were absolutely devastated. Me. From there, Miley goes on to date other people, both males and females, and does a lot of questionable things in the process. But we don't have time to talk about all of that. But 3 years later, in 2016, they are spotted together again, and she is wearing her engagement ring again. They both agreed the time apart was needed and they were excited to be back together. As were we. I personally never thought it would happen after all the crazy behavior she was thrown out there for those few years. The two of them finally got married in December 2018 at a private ceremony in her home in Nashville. The pictures had everyone crying tears of joy, and it seemed like this was going to be a happily ever after. But then this weekend came. Their reps released a statement saying that the two of them have decided to separate after only 8 months of marriage. On top of that, pictures were leaked online just a week after their split of Miley making out and getting cozy with Brody Jenner's ex-wife, Caitlyn Carter, which obviously caused a whole bunch of chaos. We're still kind of waiting to see how this whole thing plays out.
In our 9th spot, we have Grimes and Elon Musk. After being together for 3 years, the pair called it quits in September of 2021. Apparently, this happened due to the fact that he was always traveling for his work at SpaceX and Tesla, whereas Grimes mainly works in LA. But apparently, for quite some time after their separation, Grimes and their baby were still living with Elon Musk. The two maintained that they were semi-separated but remained on good terms, which I don't think was always the case. Later, Grimes revealed that the two had gotten into an argument over their baby's name and fought days before she went into labor. Then in July, Musk tweeted out saying that pronouns suck, and Grimes did not like this at all. She replied, and I quote, "I love you, but please turn off your phone and give me a dial." She continued on saying, "I cannot support hate. Please stop this. I know this isn't your heart." She quickly deleted this reply, and Musk unfollowed her the next day. Moving on to number 8, we have Addison Rae and Bryce Hall. TikTok stars Addison Rae and Bryce Hall called it quits in March 2021. The pair began their romance in November of 2020. It wasn't long for the two to call it quits after Bryce Hall was suspected of cheating on Addison, although Bryce denied any of the claims. But this eventually led to the pair unfollowing each other on Instagram. Despite Bryce claiming that all the cheating allegations were false, he said that it drastically impacted their relationship. He said, and I quote, "I'll be honest, I broke up with her because I was completely stressed out with it all. I paid so much in lawyer fees to get all this bullshit off my plate." And even though Addison found a way to trust him again, it still put a lot of strain on their relationship.
And at number 7 is Mac Miller and Ariana Grande. Before his sudden and tragic death in September 2018, the two of them were very much in love and broke the hearts of fans when they announced their split. They built a strong friendship before going public with their relationship in September 2016. They shared a love for music, and because of their friendship, their bond was something that no one could ever question. They were adorable. It was just so obvious how in love they really were, which is why it was shocking when they called it quits after almost 2 years of dating. It was no secret that Mac struggled with a drug addiction, to which Ariana admits feeling helpless towards. Mac was also her rock as she recovered emotionally after the suicide bombing occurred at her show in Manchester. But even after they broke up, they did remain on good terms. They were friends who always had nice things to say about each other, and Ariana continued to encourage him to seek help for his addiction. She posted on Instagram saying, "Unconditional love is not selfish. It is wanting the best for that person, even if at the moment it's not you. I can't wait to know and support you forever, and I'm so proud of you." Fans were happy to know that the two of them were still giving each other love up until his final moments. Next up at number 6 is Chris Pratt and Anna Faris. Some would say this was one of the most heartbreaking celebrity breakups in recent memory. The two actors first met on the set of the film Take Me Home Tonight back in 2007, but Anna was married to another actor at the time. That didn't stop Chris from admiring her though, later admitting that he knew she was the one since the day that he met her. Anna and her husband at the time, Ben Indra, split later that year, and not long after, she started to date Chris. It was a long time coming, I guess. Anna and Chris fell in love quickly and got engaged in 2008 and then married a year later in 2009. They were married for a few years before having their first child together in 2012, their son named Jack. They were #family goals for years, and they seemed wildly devoted to each other, which is why they stunned the world when they announced their separation in 2017. After 8 years of what looked like happy marriage, they posted a public statement online saying, "Anna and I are sad to announce we are legally separating. We tried hard for a long time and we're really disappointed. Our son has 2 parents who love him very much, and for his sake we want to keep this situation as private as possible moving forward. We still have love for each other, we'll always cherish our time together, and continue to have the deepest respect for one another." No official reason was ever given for the split, but they are still co-parenting and on good terms. Halfway through the list at number 5 is Kristen Stewart and Rob Pattinson. Twilight fans were losing their minds when the two of them fell in love off screen and started dating in real life. For years they toyed with the idea of dating and even had their fans fooled a few times as they did fake kissing skits on stage while accepting their Best Kiss awards. Their relationship wasn't confirmed or made public until 2011, but we were all confident about the fact that they've been having a thing for a long time now. She was dating Robert for a while before she began filming Snow White and the Huntsman that exact same year. During the filming of this movie is where she met the director Rupert Sanders. The two of them started filming together in August 2011, and just shy of a year later in 2012, they were having steamy makeout sessions all around LA. Not only was Kristen in a relationship, Sanders was also married and has 2 children with his then wife, Liberty Ross. It was on July 17th of 2012 when the two of them met up and drove around trying to find secluded places in LA. Paparazzi got the best of them and captured their entire makeout session in a series of photos. On July 24th, Us Weekly released the exclusive set of pictures of their makeout session, which left fans feeling completely devastated and shocked. Both relationships crumbled, and fans were not shy when it came to letting the actress know what they felt about her actions. Here we are at number 4 with Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. If you are a fan of High School Musical, then you are probably mildly obsessed with these two as individuals and as a couple. They rocked our Disney World when they became a couple off screen after meeting for the first time in 2005 when they booked their leading roles as Troy Bolton and Gabriella Montez. They were just teenagers when they met on set, and it didn't take long for them to become an official couple. For a while, it seemed like they were going to be are high school sweetheart inspirations, but the two of them split in 2010 after going strong for 5 years. No reason was ever really confirmed until later in 2015 when Vanessa opened up about her relationship with Zach during an interview with the New York Times. She said the relationship ended up making her really mean and would cause her to lash out. She admitted that Zach wasn't the issue, but it was the obsessed fan base that he had, aka all the girls, like me. She said, "I went through a phase when I was really mean because I was so fed up. Girls were running after him and I was giving them death stares. Then I realized that's not what that's about. Spread the love, be a good person, they support you, be nice." The relationship didn't last, but there is no bad blood. She's happy in a new relationship and says that her and Zach just simply no longer speak, which is heartbreaking.
Moving on to number 3, we have Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo and A-Rod first met in 1999 when Alex was still playing baseball. Then again at a Yankees game in 2005, but at the time they were both married to other people. Eventually though, things fell into place and the pair began dating in 2017. 2 years later, in 2019, they got engaged. But in March of 2021, the pair split. According to J-Lo's friend that talked about their split, she said, and I quote, "J-Lo insisted on it. There are too many issues that are unresolved. She has been pretty miserable and didn't think it was in her best interest to stay with Alex." Then, only months later, rumors swirled about J-Lo and Ben Affleck getting back together. And now it's official. They are. Hashtag Bennifer for life. In our second spot, we have Shia LaBeouf and Margaret Qualley. This pair started dating after starring in a music video together, Love Me Like You Hate Me. However, in January of 2021, the pair split after Shia got into legal troubles with his ex-girlfriend FKA Twigs. They split just weeks after his ex filed a lawsuit against him. She accused him of sexual battery, assault, and emotional distress. Shia denied all the allegations, but Margaret did not want to be with a man accused of such. And in our number 1 spot today, we have Kim and Kanye. Of course, they had to make it to number 1 on today's list because everything going on between them is wild. On January 5th, 2021, news broke that Kim and Kanye were ending their marriage, and on February 19th, 2021, Kim officially filed for divorce. The two have 4 children together, and that right now is causing a lot of drama. Apparently, Kim was keeping the kids away from Kanye. Kim wants full custody, but obviously Kanye wants joint custody. Kim says that Kanye is unstable, Kanye says that Kim's unstable. It's just really messy. And now it's even worse when you throw Pete Davidson into the mix. That's just adding more fuel to the fire. On June 10th, 2021, during the Keeping Up with the Kardashians season finale, Kim said, and I quote, "After turning 40 this year, I realized, no, I don't want a husband that lives in a completely different state. To me, I thought, oh my God, that's when we're getting along the best. But then, that is sad to me, and that's not what I want." Yikes, that's a hard thing to admit. And I feel like their situation is going to just keep getting messier before it gets better.